job security for Omar Khan, a 3-year contract extension. You kind of alluded to this when we were talking about the Jalen Ramsey, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Jonnu Smith trade. The only way, I shouldn't say the only way, a lot of people immediately looked at it and said, well, they must feel the heat. They must feel the pressure. Omar, especially if he's making deals like this all offseason, he must know if he doesn't win a playoff game this year, he's out. Mm-hmm. Well, instead, it's the exact opposite. And you laid it out as such when we were talking about the Ramsey deal last week. No, these are the moves of some people who are very secure in their positions because they know they can take some big Aaron Judge-sized swings. And if they miss, it's all right. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's warranted too. I mean, you don't want to make any change. I mean, Omar has not done anything egregious to the fact that he should lose his job after 3 years. The last thing you want to do is totally rebuild, because once you get rid of the general manager, there goes the scouting staff and so on and so forth right there. Then you're right back to square one, trying to put this organization together again. So, I mean, it made a lot of sense, and I think he has done as well as he possibly could have over these past couple of years when he's been put into a pretty difficult situation. You think about it. He joined a situation that wasn't maybe the best of building a team. He was saddled with a quarterback that might have been reached on, a little bit. They didn't win in a while, and he had to, with Omar, he didn't only rebuild the roster. And of course, when I say he did, it's a collective group, but everything he did behind the scenes of running the organization behind Art Rooney, then that murky middle where Art, I'm not dealing with this, and Art's like, and Mike Tomlin's like, this has nothing to do with me. That's all Omar stuff right there. And I'm talking about hotel stays to scouting department, the hires to different positions created. So it's more than just like presenting a trade to get Brandon Ayuk. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's done a pretty good job.
I think he has too. I think as much as he was a part of the staff under Kevin Colbert and worked very closely with the higher ups and what was being done to compose the roster, then he still wasn't the GM. So he wasn't calling those shots. There was a lot of number pushing and things like that to help make certain things work that the GM wanted to do. And this extension will get him kind of through the transition period. Because as much as we don't like to talk about 4 and 5 year plans, I do think it takes probably 3, 4, 5 years to work your way out of a previous administration, for lack of a better way to put it, and into the way you want to do things. And Omar quite clearly does things very differently than Kevin did, especially in regard to, hey, if this isn't working, we're going to try to fix it by making this trade. Stuff that Kevin never would have done. I think a lot of people looked at the addition of Andy Weidel a couple years ago and said, oh, this is what the Steelers do. They bring in a whatever in waiting to put some pressure on the guy who's currently in that position. Think of what they did with Canada and Fichtner and other positions over the years. Instead, I do really think that was, hey, Andy knows how to build out the trenches. Yeah. Let's bring him in to help us. And so, yeah, I guess if you were really out against Omar Khan and you didn't want to affect some great sort of massive change, you could push Omar to the side and put Andy Weidel in there. But that's clearly not what they're thinking. Again, it's about having the guy leading the charge. In this case, Omar, it used to be Kevin. And then the guy who's right there leading the scouting department, helping with other things, which in this case, it used to be Omar. Now it's Andy.